Hello everyone, so in this video, let's talk about the A and B problem from the Code Forces round 871 Div 4 problem. A and B are pretty much simple, that's why I've clubbed that in the single video. So A is the love story problem. Timur loves Code Forces, that's why he has a string S having a length 10, having which is made up of lowercase Latin letters. So as you can see, Timur has a string of 10 characters. Now Timur wants to know how many indexes of string S differ from the string code forces. So you're given some string, you just have to find out at how many indexes this, let's say, string is different from the string code forces at which all characters. Okay, so as you can see, if you compare this and let's say the first string, that is this, so as you can see, like the first two are same, but then it should have a D, but you have a O. So you just have to find out how many indices or the characters are not same in the string that is given to you and the code forces string. You just have to find out how many are different. As you can see in this string that is given to you at four positions, the characters are different from code forces, so answer is 4. So it's pretty much simple. You just do a for loop over this complete string, match it every index with this index of this particular string, and just find out how many of them are different. So it's pretty much very simple. Okay, so as you can see is that we have taken the string code forces stored in this same variable name, and then iterate over this string which is of length 10. Check that for every ith character in the string that is given to you, that you have taken the input, at which position, at all the ith position, you will check one by one at which all positions the character at the ith position, the string that you have, and the code forces string that is the actual string you want to compare to are not matching. If they're not matching, you increment the total and print out how many indices are there that way are not having the same character. Okay, not much difficult. Second is blank spaces. As you can see, you are given a binary array A of n elements. A binary array is consisting of only 0 and 1s. As you can see, that is given to you. A blank space is a segment of consecutive elements consisting of only zeros. So if there's a consecutive segment of only zeros, that is called a blank space. You have to find out the longest blank space. Okay, so as you can see, like you just have to find out the longest streak of zeros. So this is also a very standard problem. So let's say you have some ones, then you have some sort of zeros, then you again have some ones and then some zeros and so on. How you will find out? You will take, let's say, you just have to find out that how many consecutive zeros are there. Okay, so you, let's say you make a variable that is, let's say, total number of zeros that you have. Okay, you'll do a for loop from left to right. Whenever you see a one, which means that this is not a zero, you have still not started your counting. So total will always be zero. Whenever you hit a zero, whenever, like you're doing a for loop, whenever you see a zero, which means that now you have started some segment, so you will increment the total. It will become one. You have seen 1 0, then you have seen 2 0, 3 0, 4 0. So this will keep on incrementing whenever you see a zero. Okay, so if whenever you see a zero, this total will keep on incremented. But whenever you see a one, which means that now whatever zeros you have, like this is nullified. You have to start from the very start. So then it will again become zero. The total means what is the complete stretch of zeros you have seen till now becomes zero, because till this, like starting from this, if you can just see starting from this, how many zeros that you have seen? Like zero. Starting from this, zero. Starting from this, as you can see, you have seen only 1 0. Now, as you can see, till this zero, you have seen two zeros, because you have seen this as 1 0 and this as 2 0. So the total thing that you actually have to do is that you will keep a track of a variable that is called total. You will do a for loop over this string. Whenever you find out a 1, make this total equal to 0. But whenever you find out a 0, you will keep on incrementing the total. You will see a 1, then you will see two zeros, three zeros, four zeros, and so on, which means that the total stretch is increasing because you are seeing consecutive zeros. Because this total will only increase if you have seen some zeros, which is consecutive. Because whenever you hit a 1, which means that now the stretch is done, so you will again make it 0. It is again moved to 0, which means that now the stretch is done. So whatever the complete stretch of zeros you have, you just have to maximize it over all the zeros, maximum segments that you have. So you just have to maximize it. Nothing much complicated here itself as well. It's a very standard problem. Let's see how we have coded it out. We have taken the input, okay, of all the zeros and ones. This is the maximum because I want to find out the maximum segment length, so maximum, and this is the total. The total is the current count of consecutive zeros that we have. We'll do a for loop, and what I will do is that whenever I find out a zero, we'll increment the total and maximize the complete segment that we have seen till now. Okay, or else if we find out a 1, we'll make a total equal to 0, which means that if you are going through, if I somehow make a 1, which means that the segment is over, make your total equal to 0. If you are somehow seeing consecutive zeros, increment the total, and as we are incrementing the total, we are incrementing the size of the segment. We want to maximize the size, so maximize the size at every point. Okay, and then whatever is the maximum size you have seen till now, just print it out. Okay, that's a complete logic on the A and B problem. If you still have any doubts, you can mention in the comment box of this particular video. I will see you next one. Keep coding and bye.